You don't usually yell, you don't lose control, so why did you explode this time and hate yourself right after? You're not watching this because you're an angry person. You're here because something happened and you don't recognize yourself in that moment. Here's the answer most people never hear. That reaction wasn't random. It wasn't a flaw in your character. It was the result of pressure applied over time. Reactive abuse isn't about losing control. It's what happens when someone pushes, denies, twists, and withholds again and again until your nervous system hits its limit. And the most dangerous part, when you finally react, you're the only one who looks guilty. In this video, I'll walk you through 4 specific ways people are baited into reacting. Not loudly, not all at once, but slowly enough that you blame yourself instead of seeing the pattern. By the end, you won't just understand what happened, you'll start recognizing the setup before it pulls you in. 1. Constant provocation. Death by 1,000 cuts. Here's the part most people miss. It's rarely one big argument. It's the sigh when you speak, the eye roll that pretends to be nothing, the joke that lands just sharp enough to sting, then disappears behind "I was just kidding." And each moment feels too small to call out until they're not. Individually, none of this seems serious. If you react, you're told you're sensitive. So you swallow it. Again and again, but your nervous system is still keeping score. You start living in low-grade tension, always waiting for the next subtle hit. Sleep gets lighter, patience gets thinner. Your body stays alert even when nothing is happening. This isn't emotional weakness, it's psychological erosion. The brain can tolerate stress spikes, but constant micro-stress drains regulation fast. And when you finally snap, that's the moment they've been waiting for. Suddenly, your reaction becomes the headline, everything before it disappears. And this sets up the next trap, because once your reality starts to feel shaky, manipulation gets much easier. 2. Gaslighting. When reality starts to slip, this one doesn't attack your emotions first. It attacks your sense of reality. You remember a promise. They say it never happened. You recall the exact words. They tell you you're imagining things. And after a while, you stop trusting your own memory. At first, you try to stay calm. You explain. You clarify. You replay the moment in your head. But every attempt ends the same way. Denial, dismissal, or a quiet smile that says, "You're confused again." That's when the anxiety begins to spike. Not because of the disagreement, but because your internal compass stops working. You might start keeping notes, screenshots, timelines, not to win, but to feel sane. Gaslighting works because the brain is wired to seek shared reality. When that shared reality is repeatedly denied, the nervous system panics. And when you finally raise your voice and say, "I know what I heard," they don't argue anymore. They just point to your reaction, which makes the next trap even easier, because now blame has somewhere to land. 3. Blame shifting. When everything becomes your fault. This trap feels different because it targets your sense of fairness. Something goes wrong, they forget, they mess up, they cross a line, and somehow the conversation turns toward you. If you weren't so difficult, this wouldn't have happened. You stressed me out. You made me react. Notice how the original issue quietly disappears. You're no longer talking about what they did. You're defending who you are. You explain your intention. You clarify your words. You try to be reasonable, hoping logic will fix it. But logic isn't the goal here, escape is. Blame shifting works because the human brain hates unresolved injustice. So you keep engaging, trying to restore balance while they avoid accountability entirely. Eventually, frustration builds. Your voice gets sharper. Your patience runs out. And right on cue, they point to your tone. See? Look how angry you are. In that moment, responsibility flips completely. And the stage is set for the final bait, because now silence becomes a weapon. For silent treatment, when silence does the damage. This one doesn't look aggressive. That's why it's so effective. They stop replying. They avoid eye contact. They move through the house as if you're not there. And your body reacts before your mind can explain it. At first, you tell yourself it's nothing. They just need space. So you wait. You stay quiet. You try not to make it worse. But the silence stretches. Hours turn into days. And the question starts looping in your head. What did I do wrong? This isn't cooling off. It's emotional withdrawal used as pressure. Social rejection activates the same survival circuits as physical danger. Your nervous system reads silence as threat, not distance. So you reach out. You apologize to end the tension. You send one message, then another. And when you finally break, asking for a response, raising your voice, showing desperation, they reappear. Calm, detached, in control. Your reaction becomes the proof. You're too needy. You're overreacting. And once again, the setup works. You feel ashamed without ever questioning why the silence hurt so much in the first place. When you look at each of these moments separately, they don't seem extreme. A sigh here, a denial there, a quiet withdrawal that looks like space. But together, they form a pattern. Constant provocation wears you down. Gaslighting makes you doubt yourself. Blame shifting gives your pain somewhere to stick. And silence finishes the job by cutting off connection. Seen clearly, this isn't about anger. It's about pressure applied over time until a reaction becomes inevitable. And that's the hardest truth to accept. Your reaction didn't come from nowhere. It came from being pushed past your capacity to regulate. Understanding this doesn't excuse harm, but it does change the story you've been telling yourself. Because once you see the setup, you stop asking, what's wrong with me? And you start asking, what keeps putting me in this position? If this video put words to something you've lived through, you're not alone. And you're not broken for reacting the way you did. If you feel comfortable, share in the comments which part hit closest to home. Not to explain yourself, just to be seen. If this helped you understand what was happening beneath the surface, give the video a like. It tells the algorithm this conversation matters. And if you want to go deeper, subscribe to the channel. The next video breaks down how to stop reacting without shutting yourself down, and how to protect your nervous system before the trap is set. This isn't about becoming colder. It's about staying clear, grounded, and intact. We'll continue this in the next episode.